Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 cozy fall recipes that all feature chicken. Up first is a $1 million chicken bake. To begin with, you just want to prep the few ingredients that this recipe requires, and the first are green onions. You're going to chop about 1/2 cup, which is roughly 4 green onions. The next thing that you're going to need is about 1/2 cup of crispy bacon, which is about 8 slices. So I went ahead and just cut up 8 slices. When I'm cooking bacon and it's going to be crumbled, it's so much quicker if you just pre-cut it. So I'm just using a pair of kitchen shears and doubling the bacon up like 2 pieces at a time and cutting through it into about like 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch slices. To cook the bacon, I'm using my favorite method, which always is to start it in a cold pan, and you're going to cook it over about medium heat. And this way the fat in the bacon can really render out and you can get truly crispy bacon. If you don't like your bacon very crispy, still use this method and stop it when you are happy with its doneness. But especially when I'm cooking a recipe where bacon is going to be baked into something, I think it's really important to make sure that it's really crispy so that way it's not chewy in the final dish. While the bacon is cooking, I'm just going to take 6 ounces of softened cream cheese and mix that with 1/4 cup of mayo, and this is going to form the base of the topping for our chicken. To the base, you're going to add the green onions that we chopped earlier. I'm going to reserve some to put on top once the dish has baked, and same with the bacon. So I'm going to add almost all of it into the mixture and leave a little bit out to top when it's finished in the oven. The last ingredient that you need is 1.5 cups of shredded cheese. The recipe, which I will have linked down below that I used, calls for Colby Jack shredded cheese. I had just regular cheddar on hand, so that's what I used, and it turned out fine. So you can use whatever you have or whichever type of cheese that you prefer. And then you're just going to mix all of the ingredients together to combine, and then we're going to use it to top our chicken. I placed my chicken breast into a greased 8x8 inch pan and then topped it with the mixture, and then added a little bit of additional shredded cheese onto the top before placing it into the oven. This is going to bake in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes or until your chicken is cooked through. And when it comes out, you just want to top it with your remaining bacon and green onions. This dish is so good and so comforting. You definitely have to give it a try. Up next is Crockpot BBQ Chicken. You want to start by placing 2 to 3 pounds of chicken breast into your crock pot, and then to that you're going to add 3/4 cup of Italian dressing, a couple tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, about 12 ounces of your favorite barbecue sauce. I use Sweet Baby Ray's because that's our favorite, and then 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I not only love this recipe because it's super easy to make being in the crock pot, and it's something that you can just kind of dump and go, but I also love that I had most of these ingredients on hand, and I think that a lot of us do have these as kitchen staples, so that's really nice when you're trying to use up things that you already have and do a quick weeknight meal. So I just went ahead and stirred all of the ingredients together, and then you're going to set this on low for about 6 to 8 hours or until the chicken shreds apart easily. So this is a chicken about 6 hours later. It definitely was ready to go. It shredded very easily, and I cannot tell you how good this was. I love the addition of the Italian dressing because it makes it not your typical barbecue chicken. I served it as a sandwich, but you can do it in like a bowl with like sweet potatoes or rice, anything that you like. It was amazing. Next up is buffalo chicken chili. So this is another really easy crock pot meal that is so good for this time of year. What you're going to do is start by adding your chicken breast into your crock pot. You're going to need about 1.5 pounds. And then to that, you're going to add in 3 cups of chicken broth, a 14.5 ounce can of fire roasted tomatoes, a 4-ounce can of diced green chilies, and then you're going to add in about 1/2 cup of frozen corn. and then your spice blend. So that's going to include chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, and onion powder. Again, the recipe is going to be linked down below in the description box with all of the amounts for you. The recipe did also call for celery, but I left that out because I'm not a big fan of celery, so I left it out. And then last up, you're going to add in a 15-ounce can of cannellini or white beans. I did drain and rinse them, even though the recipe did not call to do so. And then you're going to add in a half a cup of your favorite hot sauce, and I used Frank's Red Hot Sauce. So you just want to stir everything around to combine it, and then you're going to cover it. You can cook it on low for 4 to 6 hours or high for 3 to 4, so just depending on your needs. Once the chicken is cooked, I'm going to remove it from the crock pot and then shred it on a plate and add it back to the liquid in a little bit. I'm curious, do you have a favorite chili recipe? I feel like once it's fall and now we're into October, everyone is wanting to make chili. There's all sorts of different chili cook-offs and things like that. So I'm curious if you have a favorite. If so, please let me know in the comments down below. So before adding the chicken back to the crock pot, you do want to add in 4 ounces of softened cream cheese and whisk that to spread it throughout the liquid. I did not let mine soften for long enough, so you're going to see it's like a little bit clumpy, but it does, once it heats up, melts into the chili. So now you're going to add your chicken back into the chili mixture and cover it with the lid, and then you want to let it cook on low for about another 30 minutes just so everything can combine, and then again it's going to allow that cream cheese to melt down. Alright, the last step is to add in half a cup of sour cream, and then your chili is ready. The original recipe does call for Greek yogurt, but I use sour cream because that's just my personal preference. Once you stir that in, you are ready to go. And then when you plate it, you can top it with any of your favorite toppings. So for mine, I topped it with a little bit of additional sour cream and then blue cheese because I love the combination of blue cheese with the hot sauce flavor. My husband just did shredded cheddar cheese because that's his preference. Honestly, the options are endless. Thank you so much for watching. If you're excited to try these recipes at home, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And also, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd really love for you to stick around. I love making this food content for you.